Hey, it's Brian Iverson. Today we're going to talk a little bit about quality control, or how good of a product that we end up making. So what I tell everybody is a simple little story, right? The world as a whole, the globe, right? Mother Earth, it goes this way around, right? From east to west, which means the wind goes from west to east, which means that 99% of all your trees have a slight twist to the right. So when you go take your lumber out of a unit, these are finished product, but if you were to open up a unit of lumber, hardly ever do you find a board that has a twist to a left. In order to have a tree that has a twist to the left, you literally have to go like on the back side of the mountain and find where the wind is actually swirled around the other way. Okay, no, this isn't about the toilet, which, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, which way does the toilet swirl? Just skip all that. Okay, so we've been fortunate enough in the past to be able to buy all of our lumber with no more than 1/4 inch twist and 8 feet. And as the lumber yards are getting busier and busier, we're not able to get that same quality. So we're using as many boards as what we can. I wish I could show you the stack of boards that we're not, but we're probably using around 75% of the boards. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2 different grades of final product, grade A, grade B. So we'll sell the lumber yards grade A, which to us is a final product that's anywhere from 0 and maybe something will end up with 1/4 inch twist. So out of an entire unit of 160 pieces, there might be 3, 4, or 5 in there that might have, let's say, 1/2 inch twist. One might be a flyer, right? Like, have no clue. So when we drill the holes into the wood, we actually cut the fiber. It's kind of like cutting the tendon in your leg, right? You break a tendon in your leg, you have no control of your leg, and that's kind of what happens to the wood fiber. So we take all the bow, warp, cup, twist, you name it, out of every board. When we put it into our framer, we drill the holes, put the adhesive in, shove in the dowels, cut off the little dowel that sticks. It's called a nub. We do all that, and we ended up with, when you take it out of the stack, they're all straight. We put them into a bundle like this, and shazam, it's a beautiful little stack. But when you snip that band, it doesn't go spring on you, but we don't know what some board did in the 1 week, 2 week, 3 weeks, month that it took for it to go from the time we manufactured it to the time that you get it. So we cull the boards up front to take the good ones, the straightest ones we can, and then we cull them again after the manufacturing process in our quality control before we ship them out. So we do the best that we possibly can, but you are going to get some that have, say, more than 1/4 inch of twist. So we created the official T-stud tuning fork. So this is the official T-stud tuning fork. What you can do is cut 1.5 inch and 5/8 slot on one side, cut a 2.5 inch slot on the other side, and if you nail your board at one end, so nail your board at the other end, and then come down to this end, even if this is 1/4 inch off, you're really not going to grab it with your hand to twist it because it's made to not give up that load. So then just slip this over the top and give it a little nudge and go chunk chunk, right, with your nailer. And if it's the other way around, you're just going to have to, put this on from the other side. So this is my official T-stud tuning fork, 1.5 inch at one side or 1 5/8 inch, 2 5/8 at the other end, and you're able to take the twist out. So, okay, that's my little education process for you. As we keep going and as lumber becomes more and more available, the quality will keep on getting upped and upped. But I will tell you, don't expect that every board is 100% perfectly straight, because God's kind of funny. He made the wind go one way. All the trees have a little bit of a spin to them. The lumber has a little bit of a twist to it. And because we're sustainable, we actually take the lumber that's literally at the tops of the trees. So we have certain lumber yards that will work with us as we buy rail cars after rail cars after rail cars to give us the quality of product that we need. But for right now, we got to fight through with what we got. So I'm giving you a be honest. I'm not trying to hide anything. They are, I'll say 95%, 100% usable, and 5%, I don't even think it's 5. There might be 5 pieces out of 160 that you might have to cut up to use for your triples. But that's it. I'm Brian Iverson. This is your quality control measure on what we do to make sure that you get the best product that we can possibly make.